guys, hope you're having a good week. Sorry there was no video last week. It was a bit of a weird week for me. I had a massive panic attack Sunday night, which I tend not to have. Like, I don't think I've had a panic attack in about 10 years, and so it kind of knocked me flat for a few days. So I didn't get a lot done for the rest of the week, and I got to sort of Friday and I thought, well, I could push myself to do a video today. Or I could sort of get some writing done, regroup a bit, and then come back next week. So that's what I did. So as I said, the anxiety thing knocked me flat for a few days, so I didn't get nearly as much done last week as I thought I would, which is a bit annoying. But that's okay, you know, stuff happens. I've got... What did I do? I didn't do... What did I not do? I didn't do Death by Delivery, again, 3rd week running. So that's on my cards for tomorrow. So I haven't written any other prompts for the Superstars yet, although because the deadline that I set for everyone is the end of April, things are starting to come in now. So this week we had our first illustration, which is so cool. I can't share it with you just yet, but it looks amazing. It's a proper corker. I shared it in the group and it's already got people posting again. This is the thing that happens is we all get busy with our own lives and our own projects, and then we go, oh yeah, I was doing this thing. That looks pretty awesome. I've done one of those. I've got an idea for that. I'll write one up and put it in. So I've had a few more entries come through, which I'm really enjoying reading. I have been getting through a bit more of The Last Human Getaway. I'm on chapter 11 now, I think, which is good. Of probably 48. I'd like to get about halfway through by the end of this month, but I don't know if that's going to happen because when I set myself that target, I forgot I was going to my mum's for a week for her birthday. So I need to set more realistic targets. So perhaps I'll get a third of the way through. What else did I do this week? Oh yeah, I went swimming on Monday and I wrote some dreadful limericks in the showers. You know, when your brain's not doing anything else, it just sort of goes, oh right, have a limerick. Oh well, my brain does that, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to let them see the light of day, but they made me giggle. So I've written them down and I'll come back to them in a few weeks. So given what it was that knocked me flat last week, I wanted to talk a bit about self-care. For writers particularly. Generally, anxiety isn't a big part of my life. Depression is, on and off, but I get sort of the low-level stuff that I think everyone has, like maybe you occasionally second-guess a conversation, or you go, do I really want to go out? I mean, my hair's huge, and, you know, or you know, things about, maybe you'll have like a quibble about your appearance or whatever or something. So I get that, but usually I don't have the proper full-on heart racing, can't breathe thing, which was not pleasant and I don't really want to repeat again anytime soon. And I'm pretty sure is 90% to do with Brexit right now. Which I won't talk about at any length because I'll talk your ear off and I might alienate 51.9% of you. Whatever it is that drives you as a writer, our focus tends to get unavoidably narrow sometimes. Maybe it's because you're having trouble with a scene that just doesn't sound right. Maybe it's because you need to research the hell out of a particular thing, so you're knee-deep in books. Maybe you're going through a couple of scenes that are emotionally draining. Maybe you're dealing with subjects that leave you a bit emotionally and mentally exhausted afterwards. Maybe you're writing for long periods of time and you're sat at your desk or on your sofa or wherever it is that you write, hunched up over your computer. You know, writing takes a physical toll as well as a mental and an emotional one. And I think a very tricky thing for writers is self-care, because we tend to forget, to a certain extent, we tend to forget that the rest of the world exists when we're really into a story. And that isn't good. That isn't good for us. It isn't good for the people around us. So, and it's really easy to reach burnout if you are consistently not taking care of yourself. And particularly if you have other responsibilities, you know, like school or work or family, you're dividing your time anyway. So, I mean, it's hard enough with just those things. With writing on top of it, you know, it takes even more of a toll sometimes. So I'm just gonna give you a few things that have helped me in the past, that are helping me now as well. They're a bit random because I'm a bit random, so you'll have to forgive me for that. So I'll start with the basics, which sort of, I think, work for most people. The first one is eat properly. When I'm writing, and I'm really in the zone, I automatically go for the quickest option. I go for the most satisfying food and the easiest thing that I can find, put in my mouth and carry on writing. This is not a good thing to do. I think I am almost certain I am not alone in that, and it is not a good thing to do. It makes you ill. It drains your energy. It makes you, I mean, if you're working through a sugar rush and then a crash, you're more likely to just be asleep on your keyboard in half an hour. You know, it's like everything else in life. You've got to give yourself a firm foundation, and one of the best things you can do for yourself is just eat things that are good for you. Not things that are supposed to be good for you, but things that are good for you, because everyone has different things going on with their digestive systems, allergies, conditions, whatever. Don't eat junk food wall to wall. It's just not good. Talking to other people. Because I work from home, it's just me and the cat most of the time, until my other half gets home. So I don't really talk to other humans during the day. I talk to myself a lot. I talk to my plants. I talk to the cat. And he just gives me this look, you know, like, I know you're saying words. I know you're saying words, human, but I just don't know what they are. So I've got various messenger groups on Facebook of other people who work from home during the day, other people who are around at this sort of time in their day, wherever they are in the world, which is really useful because it means that I'm not alone in here. So in some ways, social media can be good because it brings people together. It means that you can talk to other people. It brings in different ideas. If you're stuck, one of the best things about the Facebook Messenger group is that most of the people I know who work from home are in some way involved with writing or are interested in reading. So I can go, this sentence is just annoying me. Does this work? Or how do you spell necessary? Or, you know, is there a hyphen in this? Does anyone know about 14th century chamber pots? You know, whatever it is today that you are stuck on, sometimes just asking someone the question sorts it out in your brain. But also you end up with wonderful discussions. Similarly, I find music very helpful. I know some people have to work in absolute silence. I've never been in a place where silence has been possible, or for a long time I wasn't in a place where silence was possible. So in order to work, I've either had my headphones on or I've just worked with people around me talking. Music has a way of taking you out of yourself. So even if you work in silence, in your breaks, put some music on, because it will change the way you're thinking about a particular scene. It will change the way you're thinking about a particular structure. Or it'll just give your brain a bit of a break. Sometimes I put the radio on. It's good because it means that you know, there's different things. They're talking about completely different things than are ever in my head, which is good. Often, I have it on particularly during drive time, and I go and do some washing up, and I'll listen to the radio when everyone's driving home from work, and so you get loads of people calling in, talking about their days, and that's really nice. Take breaks. That is a good one. There is nothing worse for me than sitting for 5 hours and doing nothing but writing. I get loads done, and then I can't stand up again afterwards. My brain is drained, and I'll keep pushing myself, but it's not a good thing. So what I do is I program my phone to give me an alarm every hour, and I'll go and do 10 minutes of housework, or I'll walk to the shop and get a snack, or I'll use that time to ring someone that I need to ring, get some chores done. It's a good way as well of things not making sure things aren't piling up on top of you, because that is a big distraction when you're writing. But it gets you moving, it gets your feet moving, it gets your brain moving. So if you are chipping away at a chewy scene that you can't seem to get through, sometimes walking away and doing something else, you know, sparks off that dialogue or fixes that part of the puzzle you're trying to write, or whatever it is that you're stuck on. So that's really good. Also it means that, you know, my back is functional at the end of the day, which is something I appreciate even more with every passing month. The thing I've tried to do with Instagram as well is I try to follow people and things that are interesting to me, or just really nice artwork, or really good things, so that I've got a contrast to the sort of intellectual discussions on Twitter and the wall-to-wall life is harrowing on Facebook, basically. Getting together with other writers every so often, having a write-in or having a writing club, even if you don't get any writing done when you're there, sometimes just having a chat with people who are in the same boat with you is really helpful. Treat yourself. I don't mean with big fancy gifts or anything like that. I mean, use the good crockery for no reason, just because. Make yourself a cup of tea. Have a bath. Carve out part of the day for you, or at least part of the week, because I know, you know, with multiple responsibilities, that is not always feasible. Go to an art gallery, or watch a series of videos on YouTube about how to build a bookshelf. You know, do something that you enjoy, that's nothing to do with writing, that's just for you. And this is a thing that I often talk about. When you get right down to it, as much as you are passionate about the manuscript that you are writing, as much as it will be the best story that you've ever written, as much as you want it to change the world, or you want to do it justice, or you want to make people laugh, your manuscript is not as important as you. Look after yourself. That is the top priority for any writer. If you're not looking after yourself, you can't write properly. And the other thing is, you need to let yourself off the hook about things. If you are constantly telling yourself that you have failed or that you are not good enough, then you'll never enjoy any part of this ridiculous process that is writing. And a lot of it is enjoyable. I know it's really hard to do. I do it myself sometimes, and you get stuck in this thing where you're never going to be good enough. I know someone I was talking to last week said one of their favourite authors is Iain M. Banks, and they said, well, every time I read an Iain M. Banks, I'm like, why bother? No one could ever match this. I certainly can't. And I'm like, yeah, but what if your writing is someone else's Iain M. Banks? You know? So let yourself off the hook. It's okay to say no. So if you have multiple responsibilities and you find all of your time being eaten up by one of them, like maybe it's work, maybe it's your kids. The kids one, I can't really help with. The work one, it's okay to say no to yourself on a project. One of my problems is I'm an ambivert, so some of the time I'm an extrovert and some of the time I'm an introvert. But often I will find that the extrovert part of me has gone to the theatre club meetings and gone, yeah, no, I'll do that. Oh, sure, you know, I can do that as well. Oh, cool, I'll do that one as well. And then the extrovert part of me the next day has gone, oh, yes, cool. I look at my diary. Oh, I can definitely finish 4 books in 3 months. Of course I can. And then the introvert part of me has come along a few days later and gone, what did you do? Oh my God. So I'm teaching myself to say, I'm interested in this. I'd like to do it, but can I have a few days to think about it? If writing for you has become something where you force yourself to do something you are not enjoying, stop. If writing has become something that you love and you can't get enough of, but it's taking over your life, take a step back. You know, life is short. You've got to do what's good for you. It was a bit of a mad, rambly, waffly self-care thing. Hopefully some of it will help you. If not, at least probably some of it will have made you laugh. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please hit subscribe. There's a bunch of other videos on my page. I'm getting towards the point where I have enough that I can actually start playlists. So I'll probably do that at Easter. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, when I'm not avoiding it. All of those links will be down there. If you've enjoyed today's video, or if there's anything else you want me to talk about, or a question you want to ask me, please feel free to leave a comment. I do get back to them eventually. Yeah, so I hope you have a good week, and take care of yourself, guys. As Toni Morrison said in Beloved, you your best thing.